So, okay, we're going to talk about what you do, what I do when I get tired of coaching, okay? And I kind of treat it like a marriage because in the marriage, for me, in my marriage, I'm like, oh, I kind of want to stay in my marriage. I like him, I want to be with him, and sometimes I kind of get tired of him and I'm like, oh crap, well, I kind of want to be with him, so I'm going to do some work to stay with him, right? So that's how coaching is for me because just like my husband, it's good for me to be with him. I like him. He helps me. um, I love how I feel when I do the coaching. I love how I feel when I'm with my husband. Just kind of like I know it's good for me in my life, and we can relate it to like doing workouts, right? Like I know workouts are good for me. I want to keep working out. Sometimes I get tired of workouts and I don't want to do them, but in long term, I want to have them in my life, right? Because they're good for me. So because I have like that's how I think of coaching. Then I want to do some work on it so that I get back to coaching. So I get back to like doing the workouts and training my muscles or like loving my husband, right? So like I have basically what I do is I have a conversation with myself about it, right? So it kind of goes like this. First I'm like, oh crap, I'm admitting like, oh, I'm kind of tired of coaching, like this. And then I'll ask myself why am I tired of coaching? And the reason is kind of what you said is, for me it's like, oh, it's not working, or what you said is it's not as efficient as it used to be, which is kind of the same idea of it's kind of like not working or not working fast enough or not working giving me results as I want, etc., etc., etc. And I like listen myself out, and for me, what my brain says, well, you know what, I've done everything, like I've done all the work, and it's still not working. And I'm kind of like, you know, like justified and righteous and everything. But because I'm a coach, I question that. Have I actually done everything? What have I been doing? And what I find every single time, I haven't been doing the work. And I've actually been doing all the other things, like not doing thought downloads, not doing the models, not not being open to coaching, kind of showing up to coaching sessions with like tired attitude, right? And like, yeah, I kind of know what they're gonna say. Like I'm human too, right? I go through what you go through, and so I'm just go through the same things, right? So that really, that truth of it, like when I actually look at what I've been doing for the past, like whenever I get tired of coaching, and I look at what I've been doing, turns out I haven't been doing the work. So of course, the coaching work is not working for me. Why? Because I'm not making it work for me. Okay, like that step right there is taking responsibility for what I've been doing. It's kind of like with weight loss, right? When people come and they say, like, I've been on a diet or I've been doing all this stuff and it hasn't been working. Well, let's actually take a look at what you've been doing. And so, like 100% of the time, when we look at what the person has been doing, when they say they've been doing all the things to lose weight, is they haven't. They've been doing cheat days and cheat meals, and they've been having fruit here and snack here and exception here. They've been doing all of the things that help them lose the weight, right? And so when their brain says, well, I should already have lost the weight, I've been doing all the work, I should already have it. It's not really true. Like we have to question that when our brain tells us that, I've already done all the work. That's not true, right? Here's all the evidence. Tell me all the things you ate yesterday and I'll show you that you actually haven't been doing the work. So I've just been so practiced at questioning what my brain tells me that whenever it says, oh, I've already done everything, I'm doing it, it's not working, I am onto it. I'm like, no, you haven't. If you have, I know when you have been doing coaching and thought downloads and questioning your thoughts and really sitting down and like questioning your stuff and then choosing what you want to think on purpose, that works. And I know it works. It has worked for me before. And so that's kind of the steps I go through. Let me just take a look. I kind of wrote it down just so I can explain it better for you. So once I have that conversation and I see, okay, you know what, Natalia, you kind of haven't been doing the work, so of course it doesn't work. Then I'll tell myself, okay, you know what, it's okay that you're tired, first of all. It's a human thing. Then I tell myself, you don't have to do it. Like, legitimately, you don't have to do it. You really don't have to do it, right? So I'm telling you this, you don't have to do this. I want you to give yourself permission that you don't have to do it. And here's the other option I give myself, I tell myself, because I'm a coach and I believe, I mean, you are exactly the same, even more so, right? Or you can double down, right? Double down. What does that mean, right? That means get coached on this issue, right? When you're like, I'm struggling with coaching. And because I know it's not about me or it's not about you, I know my coach is trained to not judge. My coach is trained to hold space for me, everything that happens for me, and have no judgment about it. I can literally bring this to my coach and say, hey, I'm so sick of coaching. It's not working for me. It's inefficient and blah, 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 right? And then we sit there and we do the work. I get coached on it. I'm like, I kind of remember coaching works. Theoretically, I remember it helped me get my results before, so okay, fine, let's get coached. And so my double down is applying the medicine that I know works, even when I kind of stop believing that it works, like the same thing with my husband or the workouts, right? Like, I know workouts help me stay fit, but because I haven't been doing it, I kind of forget that it works and I stop doing it, but I'm like, I kind of theoretically my brain remembers, so I'm gonna start doing it again, right? So the same thing here. And the other thing is, here's the thing. The reason why also we stop doing the work, that's what I asked myself, well, why do we stop doing the work? Is because it's working. Think about it. It happens every single time, okay? That's what happened with you, I believe, what happened with me, with workouts, with marriage. Like, we have a problem, we go to fix it, we start doing the work to do it. We start like getting coached, doing thought downloads, doing models. You were doing all of it, right? Last time, doing all the homework I was sending you. You were sending me homework all the time. You were doing models on meetings. You were questioning your thoughts while you were doing emails, sending them to your coworkers, right? You were preparing for the retreats and deciding how you're going to feel on purpose. You were bringing all your stuff to coaching, and you were, most importantly, are open to coaching and were really sitting there and kind of like questioning your own thinking. And so once it started working, you were working, and you started seeing the results, we have this idea that, oh, I'm kind of done. Like, it's working. I don't need to do anything anymore. And we get relaxed. Like, same thing when people lose weight. They're like, oh, I lost 10 pounds. I deserve a treat. Well, that doesn't make sense, right? You're getting some weight back, right? And the same thing like with my husband, the Doug, right? Like, oh, everything's great. Maybe I don't need to get up in the morning and have coffee with him. Like, that just seems like so innocent and like, oh, I'm just gonna sleep in. Nothing, you think nothing of it. But after a month of not getting up and having coffee with him, I'm missing talking to him, right? So this is just a human condition where we, for some reason, faulty thinking, we're like, well, I'm good. I don't need any help, right? So I want you to have some first of all, awareness that this is all going on for you, right? And it's all okay. Coaches, clients, everyone gets tired of everything. And you have a choice. You can either allow yourself to not do it, which is totally fine, right? And when I allow myself to do it, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to go double down. And I'm like, okay, you can take as long as you need and not do it. And so what happens then is I'm onto myself, and even when I'm not doing it, I'm not doing the double down thing, it doesn't last long, first of all, because I have so much more awareness of what I'm doing. Like, I'm like, okay, I am kind of mad at my mom, right? Or like snapping at the kids. And I'm like, well, it's not perfect, but I'm not going to do any work on it today. And I'm like, oh, well, here, this is where I'm not doing the work, and that's fine. So I'm kind of like seeing where I am eating the donuts, like if I'm losing weight, I'm seeing where I am cheating, but I'm allowing myself to cheat because I know that forcing myself doesn't work. So I am willing to do this until I am ready to make a new decision. And after a while, you're like, okay, fine, I'll do the work, right? You're not like excited about it. You know what you have to do the work. That's why it's called the work, because you have to keep working, right? Because the brain never stops thinking, and you always have to apply your own medicine. So I hope this was helpful. So my offering to you is kind of allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. Don't think this like you coaching or not coaching is going to affect me at all, because I'm your coach. I hold space for everything for you without any judgment. So if you don't want to coach, I'm going to hold space for that. If you want to coach, I'm going to hold space for that. If you want to be resistant, I'm also going to point that out, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like for me, I made a decision that I support everything that my clients want to do. So if my clients don't want to coach, I support them, right? Because coaching against your own will doesn't work, right? So it's okay to sometimes sit with what is. Let me get some water. And so what is sometimes for us is, I don't want to be coached. I'm tired of coaching. It's not working, blah, 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 blah. Resistance. And so I believe for you, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I think for you, for sure, it's true. I mean, it has worked for you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing it for this long, right? And so what it is that you want. Do you want to work on like loving coaching again and thinking it's efficient? Or do you want to kind of drop it, right? And that is, you don't have to make that decision, but you kind of have to bring awareness to what it is that you're doing now, because if you're being resistant to coaching, it's not working anyway, right? It's not, you're not getting the benefits of it. So let's talk about it this on Friday. Send me any questions if you have any. Love you. Bye.